Everyone, welcome back to Chocolate and Spice Talk. I'm Nidhi, your extroverted host. Today we are diving into something that has been on my mind for a while: buying clothes, thrifting, and this thing called ThreadUp that my sister keeps talking about.
Hi, I'm Neha, the introverted sister, and a lot of listeners have been talking about it as well. So you're not the only one. They've been asking us a lot about, how we're buying these clothes, especially because we do a lot of what we call, I think we call it outfit checks
Mm-hmm.
or fit
Fit check.
checks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do mention that I purchased quite a few of my clothes from ThreadUp. So this episode is kind of a special request where I'll share whatever I know about ThreadUp and thrifting.
So let's just get started. How did you first hear about ThreadUp and what sparked your interest in it?
Have been using ThreadUp for at least 3 or 4 years. I just don't remember how I found out about it. Like maybe a friend suggested or I read about it, and I just went to the website and I tried it. So it was, I will say at the outset that my first 2 or 3 attempts of purchasing from ThreadUp, I had about a 60% success rate. But with more purchase, like I had made it a decision to not buy anything new, and and if I had to buy, I would buy either secondhand or thrift, and that kind of got me started. And just to add to the rational part, it was more like, I think one fine day I woke up and I saw my closet and I felt very ashamed. I saw I had a lot of clothes, and so I really wanted to do something about that. I knew the answer to this problem couldn't be I will never buy again, because that was probably not going to be a practical thing, and I knew myself. So what was my option? So I do remember planning it out and thinking in my head on what can I possibly do. And the first option I had was, one, purchase less, and the second option I had was, whenever you purchase, be very very mindful. And thrifting, and especially ThreadUp, the way it's laid out, gave me that mindfulness, to be honest, because they don't have so many choices forever and forever. They will have, because it's a second-hand store, which means somebody has given the store their used clothing, so they have only one size of a certain clothing, and that really limits your option.
I can relate to what you're saying, like opening your wardrobe and seeing like so many clothes and feeling overwhelmed by it. And I did also get overwhelmed when I opened the ThreadUp website, like when you spoke so much about it. So, like, where do you even start? Like, is tell me even from browsing perspective, like, what are you am I even looking at?
Yeah, that's a great point. So, what I can do is, let me actually share my screen and show you exactly how I browse. And this is based on my years of learning, and I have purchased quite a few times from ThreadUp. So, I'll try to share my screen. Hopefully, it's going to work. Let us see. All
So we
right.
will also talk you through what she's showing on the screen. So if you're just listening, you might not be able to see it, but we will walk you through the website so that you will at least get a gist of what we are talking about.
Yes. So, I have started sharing my screen. I apologize. I have started sharing my screen now. I hope it is visible. It
I
is.
can see the thread up. I can see Fashion Meet Forever
Yes.
website.
Yeah, so I will try to walk you through this site and how I buy from here. Again, this is their home site. Sorry, this is their homepage. You come in here, you could start browsing and get super overwhelmed, like you said you'd get, or you could come with a target in mind. I always come with a very specific target in mind when I come to ThreadUp. So, for example, if I have a certain category of outfit I want to buy, and I'm not very particular about the style or the brand, ThreadUp is a great place to come. So, for example, let's say I want to buy trousers, like traditional trousers. So, if that is true, then I'm just going to take a few examples and show you. So, you go to women, you go to pants, and you're going to come to this page, and this is where I think the overwhelm begins, where you see 50,000 plus results, just too many results. So that's when you start narrowing things down. You will see very handy filters on the side, and I use this a lot. You already have selected category, which is the pants. You can, if you want, select the style. In my case, I'm actually not going to select the style, and I'm going to make just like some arguments here. You can do whatever you want, but just to show you how I do it, you could go for your cuts if you want. In this case, I'm also not going to do that. You could go for price. I won't do that. You could go for condition, which I'll talk about as well, because I know, Nidhi, you have some concerns around it. So here, just for argument's sake, you can select, let's say, excellent and very good. But I'll also talk you through, these are not necessarily the right conditions to be added for every outfit. But in my case, let's say I've added excellent and very good, which essentially means it's hardly, somebody's hardly wore it. It's pretty much as new as you can get, maybe once or twice wore. You can choose color, because these are pants. You could choose inseam. You could choose rise. In my case, let's just say I just want to choose mid and high. I don't want low. I'm very conscious about the material that I choose for my outfit. This is again something that I've learned as I've been more sustainability conscious. So let's say I wanted to use mostly natural materials, so I chose these, and you will see automatically, thanks to these filters, you have far fewer results. You have 1,805 from 50,000 plus. So you've already narrowed down quite a few. And I did not even choose many other things like color. Like if I chosen only black pants or only gray pants, it would have really narrowed down the result. The thing that will truly narrow it down now is the size. Oh, which actually, sorry, I had already applied, which is why it's small. But because this is my account, so I'd already saved the sizes. So I'll show you how the sizes work. Let me open it up. So you can go to your sizes and you can select the size. Typically, I'm an extra small, sometimes a small in some brands for pants. So that's what you see here. And I've just selected that. And so you reduce the results. Um, Let me know, Nidhi, if you have any more questions, or I'll just keep going.
No, I mean, it looks great. Like you have chosen one of the biggest thing which is different in this website is a category of quality of pre-owned clothes that you've chosen, right? Like usually when I go to new brands, I would go select my size. I would select the cut of the pant or high waist, low waist, whatever quality I want. But here the other identifier is you chose excellent or very good, like, because these are pre-owned items, right? So that is a big identifier. One thing, and maybe you'll get to it, is something I remember that threw me off when I first went to these website is the way the pictures are shown. So again, I know it's fair to compare it with other brands, because now I'm thinking, how would this really look on a model? Because this is just a picture of a pant. I'm not able to visualize how will this pant really look on me. But the other websites, which are not thrifting websites, they do a very good job at showing the models and helping you visualize. So that was one of the things. I know it's not a deal breaker, but something I did want to mention.
No, it is completely a deal breaker. And I have a way that I actually use to truly understand what I'm buying. So I'm extremely conscious about when I buy, I actually wear it. And so I have a way. So I don't just buy based on what I'm seeing. I'll get to that as well. So I think the point that you hit was absolutely true. Condition is something that you typically obviously won't see in a new brand, or sorry, a brand which has new clothing, which you have here. The rest of the things are pretty common. So once you've got here, the other thing that is you'll also not see in a single brand website is that you can choose brands. So you have an option that's called brands here. So in case, and again, this is not necessarily true for everybody, but in case you like pants from certain brands and you can trust them, like your size, their type, it makes your life so easy. And just to make an argument, I'll say, let's say J. Crew, then I will say Anthropology. Let's say sometimes they don't list all the brands. I also like Theory, so let's say Theory. Um, let's say Vince. So I'll just choose a few brands. You could have, of course, chosen many more brands, and they will list all the brands that they have, and they have far more brands than they suggest. So you can actually type it in their search box, and you will get those brands. So
Mhm.
once you do that, you will see you have narrowed it to about 100 results, which is very browsable, right? And also, you will pretty much know that these are your trusted brands. And so you kind of know how to wear them. So that's one way to answer your question, Nidhi, which is now you kind of trust what you are seeing. But in case, obviously, you still don't get, that's when you start going deeper. But that's where mindfulness comes in, which is what I like. You cannot mindlessly buy from ThreadUp. If you do, you will purchase wrong things, and it's not gonna help in anybody. So the way I go about browsing now is I have finally learned my body, and I finally learned the kind of clothes, one, that I feel look good on me, and two, I enjoy wearing. So for me, it's actually very easy. I could scroll through and I could know exactly what I want. But again, for argument's sake, let's say you're going through it and I don't know if you like any, or I can just pick any.
Let's do the orange. This one,
Oh my gosh, I
the
knew
J.
this is like
Crew
I would have just
spice.
scrolled through, scrolled by this one.
I mean, it looks different. This, you know what I mean? The mustard or whatever that
Yeah,
color
yeah, 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 yeah.
pant.
I all right. So let me open it. So this is a very good page. So it has already slowed you down, right? Like now you have to truly analyze this page. So you've come here, you see the size is small. If I were just buying for me, I'd be doubtful. I know I selected size small for myself. Also, as a filter criteria, I kind of know for J Crew, sorry, J Crew, size small doesn't work. But let's assume for a minute it works. Then you start looking at the condition. The condition says very good. They will explain what the problem is, and you have to be careful about reading it, because sometimes they'll say there's a minor wear, which means it's probably fine. There's nothing much. It's a pair of pants. Somewhere something might be a bit more creased than others. Sometimes they'll say there's a stain, and so then you have to be careful. Like, are you okay with that? Item details are important, because if you have bought enough clothes, you'll know what linen feels like, so you kind of know what you're buying. Then they will give you details of exactly what it is. It's a palazzo pant, it's brown, it's boho, it's wide leg, it's high rise waist, so you kind of get an idea. It's high rise, it's boho. You got to feel. You can also go to the pictures, but I'll just keep going through the details first. The interesting thing is they will tell you the exact measurement, and in my experience so far, luckily, what they actually write as their measurements is what's been true. It's really been true for me. So if they're saying 27.5 inseam and you know what your inseam is, it's going to be true. 28-inch waist, it's like it's going to be true. Same for rise. So that will give you a pretty good approximation of, is this going to work for you or not, right? So this is one part of it. And the second part is, of course, pictures. They have started getting smarter about their pictures. So they will show from every angle. So you can see all the sides and angle. They do a full 360-degree view. They actually show it here
Oh,
exactly where the
nice,
waist is.
nice.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
a lot of the bigger brands don't do it. Then they
Hmm.
will like prove to you like where, sorry, all the details of this. So they offer enough proof points, and they will give you, all the proof points here. The one thing that I unfortunately don't see in this one, but I know there are in some other, I don't know why I don't see it here, but what they also do is like they will tell you the size of the model, or the mannequin against who this pants have been shown. So then, like for me, usually because I choose extra small or extra extra small, they will have a specific mannequin for that, and obviously that is not necessarily the size of my body, but then I can take a wild guess. I can take a educated guess of what it is. So that's another great way. And finally, if I'm purchasing something that is, say, in this case, it's a pretty good deal, it's a pretty reasonable deal, so I might be okay with taking this risk given all of this and all the data points that I have. But if I want more proof points, what I actually do sometimes with somewhat more expensive or somewhat more risky ventures is I will go to search, like go to Google search and write the exact thing. So, for example, I'll say J Screw Palazzo Pant in brown, and then I will give more keywords of what it is. And then voila, I mean, I've almost always got somebody wearing it somewhere, and that has been such a great thing. I actually have started doing that with even when I buy online for brands, because those models don't necessarily look like me, and that's not helpful. Like, it might look very good on those models, might not look good on me, and so I want to see it on real people and in other contexts, and so I just do that, and that has been a game changer for me. So yeah, I mean, those are the things I think about, and I can walk you through some other ideas as well. For example, let's say I go back to ThreadUp. I hope you're still seeing the website. Yes.
Yeah, I'm still seeing it.
So
Yes.
I can share another example. So this was, let's say, I was looking for trousers. Then I can.
Maybe look for, if I put you on the spot, let's look for a dress which is
Don't
medium. I'm just, yeah, let's give it a try. And the other thing that you spoke about, which is really helpful, is even if, let's say, they don't show the real models here, but if I just pick up the exact definition and put it just on search, and nowadays AI has gotten so smart, they'll pull all the data of all the influences, anybody wearing, and now you can visualize it like within a couple of seconds. So yeah, that's
100%.
a good
It
one.
has saved me so many wrong purchases. Sometimes they look so fancy, and then I see, I'm like, oh no, wouldn't have worked for my body.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are in women's dresses, and just to add quickly, you could have also gone for things like if you want to go designer, if you want to go premium, which I'll talk about in a bit. But because you want to go to dresses, you'll see there are quite a few. Actually, it's because my sizes are added as filter
Yeah,
automatically. So
that's
I'll
fine.
just,
We
yeah, I
just
can
need.
remove my sizes
Okay.
if you want to see something specific to your size. Oh, it automatically keeps adding my size. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to see how that looks like because I have a December Christmas event coming in, which is like a 1 week event. So I wanted to buy something, but the thing about Christmas event is you end up buying something fancier, but I cannot wear those fancy things throughout the year. So I want to be mindful of if I purchase one or two items. So I was
Yeah,
going to try thread up and see if that works out.
it can work out very well, and I'll also talk about the use cases when I actually go to threadup. But let's say you want to buy a dress and you want to buy a more premium dress,
Mhm.
so potentially a designer or more luxury brand, right?
Yeah,
So that,
luxury brand, but I don't want to pay the full price. Let's say it's a
yeah,
couple
yeah,
of
of
hundred
course.
dollars, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
will show you exactly that.
Mhm.
So okay, asking you a few questions. If you're at dresses, you already mentioned you want a formal occasion, right?
Let's say
Okay.
cocktail party. Yeah, let's do both of them. Yeah.
Cocktail party, formal occasions. Let's say, do you have a style in mind?
Let's do midi, yeah, or maxi.
Okay, midi or
Maxi.
maxi.
Yeah.
Okay, that is great. It will really narrow down choices, which is great. And do you have anything on neckline material, patterns, things like that?
Material. Yeah, let's do material. I don't want to. Yeah, let's do silk, linen, cotton. Let's just do those. Yeah.
Okay, you want wool because it's winter.
Yeah, sure. I mean, live in Texas, but why not?
Okay, that's true. Okay, well. All right. So we have chosen quite a few things. You will have seen you've narrowed your results to just 14. And that's again only because of my sizes.
No, but
If I
that's great. So that is where I think ThreadUp will work great for people like me because I don't want to spend hours looking for it because usually I search cocktail dresses, and I end up like at night I end up spending like 1 or 2 hours because I want to choose the right thing. And here, just because I have 14 choices, I
So good.
you know
And
it
14
saves me
different
time.
choices in your size. How amazing is that?
The
And the
first one
other
is
thing
so
that,
pretty. Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, if you're already liking the dress, I mean, it's just 14 results, but just for argument's sake, I wanted to show you, you also have this other filter, which is price high to low, price low to high. The only reason I mentioned that is because if you're not price conscious, you
Hmm.
could start, let's say you had 200 results, and let's say you had just 20 minutes, right? So then you could have chosen to sort by price high to low if you're not price conscious, and if you want to start with luxury brand. The only thing price high to low does is it mostly will start with luxury brands. And I will just again for argument's sake pick a luxury brand for you, or relatively more expensive one. So say uh, there's not a lot of choice, but do you like this?
Yeah, just yeah, this one actually, the J. Crew collection, the
This one?
black one is
Okay.
fine. Yeah, I didn't see the back. I would not wear that to work. But it's a I like the concept of that dress. But yeah, I get the idea.
Yeah, and the reason I wanted to show, because we haven't even chosen condition here, remember? So we
Uh,
now don't know what
yeah.
the condition is. So that's an important thing.
But yeah, so the condition. So my other concern was the quality, and I think that's where it'll be addressed when I choose the quality, and that's trustworthy. Like we trust ThreadUp that if it says it's excellent or very good, it is, and then we go and read what the issue might be, and then we make an educated decision. So all right, so that's that. My other concern was that how do you decide what's worth spending money on? But again, this is again goes back to how well you know your body and how
Yeah.
you know
And that is true for any online purchase, or sometimes even physical purchase. Now look at this. It's J. Crew, and this one, because it's a cocktail dress, it was 465. So you're saving 70, almost 75%, right, on this. And you're paying a reasonable cost within your budget if this is your budget, right? And so even if it were a one-time wear or a two-time wear, you'd be perfectly fine with that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's how you can like rationalize this. I'm sorry, it's my dog. She's decided to come and drink some water off her bowl, so that's what you're hearing. I also wanted to quickly talk about the condition. The reason I am highlighting this is because different people have different acceptance criteria, and different categories of things also have different acceptance criteria in my mind. So for example, in this dress, I mean, this is excellent, which means whenever I bought anything that's excellent, it's practically new actually. So sometimes they even have tags attached, which means nobody's ever wore it, so it's as good as new. But let's say sometimes things are very good or good. If let's say you buy a cotton t-shirt or something polyester, like some t-shirts that can fray more easily than others, and then if the condition is good, you can be reasonably sure it'll be more frayed, it'll have pilling and all of that. And then it's up to you if you want to buy it. It's same for shoes. If you're buying shoes from here, you probably want to buy things that don't say stained or torn, because then what's the point, right? You want to make sure you have longevity with those things. So that's where I think conditions is a really great tag they've added, and it's worth looking into it. Again, if you're price minded, the important thing is if the condition is good versus excellent, the price will be lower. So if you're price conscious and if you're okay with something that's a little frayed, you could you could be okay. So that's how I make up my mind. Like, what am I buying? And that's where mindfulness comes in. Like, what am I buying? Why am I buying it? What condition is okay for me? And what price I would like to spend. Or sorry, what money I would like to spend on something. So yeah, so that is that. So those are the two things that I know you wanted to see the dress. One thing that I wanted to quickly share, like two other things that I wanted to quickly share, were let's say you come in here and you are in, your whole, like sometimes I do that. Like my goal is just to gift myself something. It's my birthday. I don't know what I want, but I want something. And there's
That's
no
me.
reason. There's no rhyme or reason. It's not like there's an occasion or it's a work thing. I just want to buy, and I don't know. So I'm ready for experimentation, or just want to have fun. So I go in here, and then I can start two ways. One is I can go based on my on brands I like. So I will take Reformation as an example. I do like Reformation as a brand. I also like Theory, but I'm just picking this brand
Mhm.
because it has a lot of different fun options. So again, because I've already narrowed down my size, you're seeing far fewer results. If I'd not put sizes, you would have seen quite a few results. So you can come here based just off of brand. So now it's almost like you're at Reformation site and you're seeing almost curated stuff from Reformation size in your size, right? Like that's
Mhm.
the way you could look at it. And you're seeing different kind of things. And it's not a lot of browsing, you can have a lot of fun. And sometimes, like you said, I have become sort of more sort of riskier with what I wear and trying new things. It's because of ThreadUp, because I feel like I'm not paying full price, like especially those high waist linen pants. I wouldn't have bought them usually, but actually I discovered one of these pants while browsing, and I just liked it. And I thought, okay, well, what's the harm? It's the price not that high on ThreadUp. And so I bought it. And it was one of my best purchases ever. After that, of course, I went to the actual brand site. I bought more of those at full price, which is a different story. But what I'm trying to say is it got me under an understanding of what works for me. And then I bought more of those and they work for me as well. So they were not mistakes. And I wear them a lot. So yeah, so for example, if you were here now, you can, oh, also by the way, shoes, you can put your shoe sizes and you can get shoes, and the same philosophy applies here. And then you can just scroll and do the same thing. Similarly, let's say, you wanted to buy, like it's winter and you were looking for sweaters. So you could just do a sweater, uh, I don't know, if you want glitter. So you can also use search for that, like sweaters with some glitter, and you could get narrowed down results with sweater with some glitter. So you really can do a lot of different things, and the fun part is you're not constrained to one single brand and forced with whatever is in or in season for that brand. Sometimes I think of this as, because I'm not a very trend oriented person, I couldn't care less about the trend, if especially if it doesn't work for me. So even if the styles are old, if they work for me, it's amazing. And sometimes even the old styles work better for me. So there's that. But yeah, let
It's
me
like
know.
a marketplace of pre-owned things, right? So I do like it. So one question on this is, let's say I do end up buying something from here and I made the wrong choice. Is there a return policy? Like, is there exchange policy? How does that work here?
Yeah. There is definitely a return window. Like usual brands, you can return it. I personally don't have any experience with it because I've never returned anything. Anything that I bought from here, I've actually wore. I
Mhm.
think there were just a few cases which I got wrong, like the very original first few times when I purchased, I
You
got
give
them,
it to me.
or I
So-
gave to you, or I gave to you. Oh,
so
that reminds me.
vice
Also,
versa.
the other thing, and the thing is like, this is not necessarily a store or a place just for luxury brands, but I will say like, if you're into luxury brands, they have some good selections, particularly let's say handbags, which, you know, in my opinion, it's not very reasonable to pay a lot of money for luxury brand handbags and have a lot of them. So I will typically buy very few. So I typically buy new, but sometimes, if you want to try something new, you could come in here, and then you will see a lot of different really good choices which you just won't get in real store. So it really expands your horizon. So I've mostly bought shirts, pants, dresses. I think I bought I think I may have bought a few purses from here. And shoes was the one thing that I was never sure if I should buy or not from here. So once, like just for the sake of experimentation, I did buy a pair of boots, and I made sure the condition, at least as listed, is great. It was a great choice because it got me an understanding of that. And typically, you don't want to buy shoes without seeing or wearing, but somehow it worked out for me. But I just wanted to also flag, like there are some flags, so be careful
Mhm.
what you really want and what you're buying.
All right. So do you have anything to show us? Do you have a box that you can show us?
Oh, yeah. Let me stop sharing my screen. So, I mean, I can stop sharing my screen, right? Do you have anything,
Yes.
any other questions on the side?
No. I mean, I think this is great that you showed us
Oh,
this.
one thing I wanted to show you, it is available on other sites as well, but I actually use this a lot. So let's say you are looking at purses. Let's say you're here, and you didn't even have to click actually. You could favorite things. So the reason this is interesting is because, remember, like you may have a lot of different types of choices here, and you have a lot of browsing to do. So once you favorite, you're kind of curating for yourself out of this curated things. And the other thing you can do, and it's going to stay in your favorite, like if you're logged in, you can go to your favorites and you can see here. The other thing is add to cart. I will show you why this one's interesting. So when you add to cart, they will add, let me go to view cart. They will say something like reserved for about 3 hours. If you're logged in, if you're not logged, oh, you're not seeing it,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I'm not seeing it, but I get the
You
concept.
get
So
the
you can
concept, yeah.
reserve
So
that.
when you click on it, it'll say something like reserved for 3 hours. And if you're not logged in, it'll say something like reserved for half an hour. And that's like a clock ticking down. Don't get worried by it. Don't go in a panic state and think like, oh my gosh, what if I lose it? It's like nothing's gonna happen if you lose it. It was not meant for you. Forget about it. Because you want to sleep on it and you want to make sure you still want it the next day, right?
Mhm.
Especially if it's like a fun purchase and not a purchase that you needed tomorrow. So I remember my first few times I was like, oh my gosh, there it goes, I should buy it. Then I realized there's no such thing. So just wanted to share something from my experience, like nothing is so precious.
And
in
that
life.
is true for any purchase you make, not just here. So that's what I've started doing these days. Is what I do is whenever I like something, I add it to the cart and don't pay immediately, and I come back to it next day. You sleep on it because you have to be mindful of
Yeah.
buying, or if you're just buying because you're hormonal. For me, it's a lot because I'm in a bad mood and I want to feel good, so I make an impulse purchase.
Yeah, no, totally. And I wanted to also share. Oh yeah, you said
Let's do it. Yeah,
if I've
you got
bought
something?
something.
Yeah.
So I actually saved a recent purchase from ThreadUp. I've been saving it for weeks for this this podcast episode. I wanted to open it in front of you
All
to
right.
show
Let's
you.
see.
So it'll be a little difficult, but I will, for those of you who are not watching but listening to it, I would really strongly encourage you to go to YouTube and watch it because one, we showed how the site is browsed, and second, I'm going to open the box. So
And you can watch it on YouTube and Spotify if that is your
that
choice.
is true. Yes. So typically it comes in a box. They have this polka dot kind of branding. And so they will write a lot of things about sustainability all across. And so, anyway, so I'm opening this box and I had, I don't even remember what I ordered. It's been so many months back. But it'll come in a wrap tissue and say things like, the sticker is recycled. Like they'll make you feel good. They'll make you feel good about having made this choice. And now I've gotten so used to it, I ignore it, which I shouldn't, but it's all good. And then, so I had actually bought two dresses for some events, and I want to show you what dresses they are because this one's from Club Monaco. Uh, I
Oh,
think
it's
it's
beautiful.
gonna be good.
This is
And
so
again,
beautiful. Yeah.
so beautiful. Yeah, in my size, everything is looking good. So I'll just show you. Like, I mean, I did make sure the condition. I don't remember what condition I had put in, but you
And
can see
it's
it's
imagine this is
great.
pre-owned. This gives me like so much joy. I mean, I think that is what we are also trying to do through our podcast. Like there is, we don't want to get sucked into this consumerism thing, right? I mean, even the fit checks that we do, it's we have been wearing the same clothes for years, so we don't
Yeah.
have to, have a new fall wardrobe or a new winter wardrobe. We
Oh
can
no,
keep
no, no.
using it, and I
I
love
don't believe in that concept.
yeah, the pre-loved one, the now the older I'm getting, I just love the fact that somebody has, worn it and loved it and taken care of it, and now I get to use it. I don't
You
know, that
feel
gives
that
me
too? It
joy.
is so true for me. That's
Is
why
that
when you
getting
send me
old?
your
Is that
stuff,
midlife crisis, or is that
no,
good?
it is it's called growing up and finally realizing we're all connected and it is okay. There's
Yeah.
no such thing as new thing. We're all connected. It's okay. So anyway, I wanted to show you this dress specifically because it's also from Club Monaco, which is a pretty good brand. Got my size and all. But look, it has tags attached. Brand new. It has tags attached.
Mhm.
And I got it at a considerably low rate, obviously, because it's on ThreadUp, which would have been at a very, because this is Glamanac, right? It's pretty expensive. And again, look at this beautiful dress, one never worn and
Put it on. Oh wow, it's beauty.
so
Uh,
beautiful. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to wear it. So yeah, I mean, of course, buying all of these things give you joy, but being so mindful and careful and kind of knowing you've thought through it all gives you even more joy. So that is the joy of ThreadUp.
Yeah, that is a joy of sort of thrifting. Like you do a lot of thrifting too. Like you create things. You go to stores and antique store, and you are mindful about buying like reused, pre-used things, right? So
Oh
it's
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. I'm we did a sustainability episode, right? Like pretty much if I can buy a pre-loved thing, I cannot tell you how happy that makes me. I was telling I don't know if I told you I bought this from an antique store. I got this Gitanjali, Rabindranath Tagore's Gitanjali book. It was published in 1913, the very year he got his Nobel Prize, and I just got lucky. I got that book. It makes me, it's like I cannot tell you, like I tear up thinking about what a beautiful book, beautifully preserved. You can tell it's antique. I'm not going to say that doesn't look old, but it's like somebody held it, lots of people held it, read it, flipped through the pages, and I'm doing that now. It makes me, it gives me a different kind of joy. So yeah, I can go on and on, but this was about ThreadUp, and I hope it was helpful to somebody or anybody. And I'm absolutely open to doing another episode if it helps. The whole point I was trying to make, though, is just because ThreadUp has lower costs, it is very easy to get, you know, sucked into this idea that's low cost. Let's just keep buying, but that would again defeat the whole purpose. Like the whole point, at least for me, is to be mindful and buy what I need and really take care to spend time on it. Like if browsing is what you enjoy, spend time on it. It's okay. So
yeah,
yeah,
and not just because it's low price, buy more. It's also about not buying new.
yeah.
That is what is attracting me to ThreadUp. It's like because I end up buying a lot of few things. It's like why not go and buy something which is pre-owned? It's
Yeah,
helping the environment. It's being more mindful. I don't have, I don't get 1,000 choices. I'll get like 20 choices.
exactly.
I won't be spending hours on it, and I'll just make a better choice. So yeah, I'm so excited to try this. And if anybody else does try this too, please tag us. Please let us know. We get so excited when you send us messages and recommendation. And this was a episode that you created because so many people asked about it, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. We are very lucky that our viewers and our listeners message us and tell us they're interested in things, and so please continue doing that. We feel very, very grateful when we see that kind of interaction, and we'd love to help you and support you in any way we can. So this was certainly a request that came in quite a few times.
All right.
Right.
So you will find this episode anywhere you find a podcast. Again, a disclaimer that this was a very visual episode, so it'll be very helpful if you go to YouTube or Spotify to watch it. But otherwise, even if you hear it, you will certainly get some gist of what we are trying to say.
Totally. All right. Great chatting.
All right. Thank you. See you next time.